Hey everyone, Heather Earls here. Thanks for coming on today's episode. This week, like every week, I'll be talking about natural living and healthy tips that will get you to rethink how you live and what products or habits you can easily change to better your life. So let's get started. Hey everyone, and welcome to another week of Urban Wisdom. Well, I'm kind of in a food mode, so this week's topic is creamy roasted pumpkin soup. So what a better way to bring in the fall and holidays than with a unique and fantastic soup recipe. This pumpkin soup recipe is creamy and healthy. It calls for roasted pumpkin for maximum flavor, and leftovers would be great with sandwiches or salads the next day. The recipe yields about 4 bowls or 6 cups of soup. This pumpkin soup recipe includes instructions on how to roast the fresh pumpkin for maximum pumpkin flavor. Canned pumpkin puree also works well if you're in a time crunch, and I will talk about that, you guys, later on. So let's get into the creamy roasted pumpkin soup. I am not the author of this recipe, although I've kind of I tinker with recipes to kind of make it my own, but the original authors, Cookie and Kate. Prep time is about 15 minutes, cook time 70 minutes, total time would be an hour and 25 minutes. And again, the method is kind of a roasted and blended. This is an American cuisine. So we're going to start with the ingredients, which is 4 tablespoons olive oil divided, 1 4-pound sugar pie pumpkin, which are the small ones, you guys, 1 large yellow onion chopped, 4 large or 6 medium garlic cloves, pressed or minced, ½ teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1/8 teaspoon cloves, ½ teaspoon ground nutmeg, a tiny dash of cayenne pepper. This is optional if you like a little more spice, ½ teaspoon of sea salt, freshly ground black pepper, 4 cups, which is 32 ounces of vegetable broth, ½ cup full fat coconut milk, whole milk or a heavy cream, 2 tablespoons maple syrup or honey, and a 1/4 cup pepitas, whatever you want to call it, which are the green pumpkin seeds. Let's start with the instructions. So you want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit and line a baking sheet with parchment paper for easy cleanup. Now carefully halve the pumpkin and scoop out the seeds. You can roast the seeds also if you like. However, you won't need them for this recipe. Now slice each pumpkin in half again to make quarters. Brush or rub 1 tablespoon olive oil over the pumpkin's flesh and place the quarters, cut sides down, onto the baking sheet. Roast for 35 minutes or longer until the orange flesh is easily pierced through with a fork. Set aside to cool for a few minutes. Now you want to heat the remaining 3 tablespoons of olive oil in a large Dutch oven or heavy-bottomed pot over medium heat. Once the oil is shimmering, add onion, garlic, and salt to the skillet. Stir to combine. Cook occasionally, stirring until onion is translucent, about 8 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, peel the pumpkin skin off the pumpkins and discard the skin. You can discard it to your chickens, put it in your garden, till it under, or throw it away. Now add the pumpkin flesh, the cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, cayenne pepper, if you're going to use that, and a few twists of freshly ground black pepper. Use your stirring spoon to break up the pumpkin a bit and then pour in the broth. Bring the mixture to a boil, reduce heat, and simmer for about 15 minutes and give the flavors time to melt, you guys. Now, while the soup is cooking, you want to toast the pepitas in a medium skillet over medium-low heat, frequently stirring until fragrant, golden, and making little popping noises. You want them to be nice and toasty, but not burnt. You want to transfer them to a bowl to cool, Now, once the pumpkin mixture is done cooking, stir in the coconut milk or your choice milk or cream and maple syrup or honey. Remove the soup from heat and let it cool slightly. You can use an immersion blender to blend the soup in the pot. I prefer to use my stand blender, which yields the creamiest results. Working in batches, transfer the contents of the pan to a blender. Do not fill your blender past the maximum fill line. Now fasten the blender's lid and use a kitchen towel to protect your hand from steam escaping from the top of the blender as you puree the mixture until smooth. Transfer the pureed soup to a serving bowl and repeat with the remaining batches. Now taste and adjust if necessary. I thought the soup was just right as is, but you might want to add more of your choice milk or cream for extra creaminess, milder flavor, or add some more maple syrup or honey to make it a little sweeter. Now you just ladle the soup into individual bowls, sprinkle your papadas over the soup, and serve. Let leftover soup cool completely before transferring it to a proper storage container and refrigerating it for up to 4 days. Leftovers taste even better the next day. Or freeze the soup for up to 3 months. And you guys, as an added bonus, if you like a little meat in your soup, you can just, I would put little chunks of sausage in it if you want some meat in it. Otherwise, it's fantastic as is. Well, you guys, I love you, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Urban Wisdom and Natural Living. Tune in next week where I'll broadcast live every Monday morning at 8 a.m. If you miss it live, hold those tears and head on over to my blog, which is heatherearls.com. That's Heather, EARLES.com. There you can have 24/7 access or right here on iTunes. If you want to follow me on social media, you'll find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Have a healthy week.